Ahoy there, me hearties and shiver me timbers. We be taking a deep dive into the cosmic abyss. With a swig of this here intergalactic gargle blaster, makes your brain feel like a supernova it does. Heck.
Aye, the finest grog in the 7 galaxies it be. Shiver me timbers, this stuff be strong. Blurp.
So tonight, we be sailing through some strange tales from a faraway galaxy all about this here planet called Earth and some other crazy stuff.
Earth, you say? That tiny little blue and green speck? What be so special about that, eh?
Well, seems this bloke Arthur Dent lived there. A regular fella he was until his whole planet got blown up. For a hyperspace bypass, no less.
Hyperspace bypass, eh? Sound like something them blasted Vobons would cook up. Bunch of bureaucratic barnacles they are. Always destroying stuff in the name of progress.
Aye, them Vogons. The book says they're the most awful creatures in the galaxy. Ugly, too. Didn't even have the decency to give folks a proper warning before blowing up their planet.
Warning? Huh. Those pencil-pushing landlubbers probably filed the paperwork a million years ago. Lost it in some cosmic filing cabinet, no doubt.
But here's the crazy part. This Arthur fella, he gets rescued just as his planet be going kaboom by his friend Ford Prefect, who turns out to be an alien from a small planet near Betelgeuse, no less.
Betelgeuse, eh?
Yeah.
That be in the constellation Orion for those of you keeping track at home. Not that there be a home to go back to, I suppose.
Right, so they'd be floating in space, these two, with nothing but their towels. Then out of nowhere, this spaceship swoops in and picks them up. And guess who be the captain?
Let me guess, Blackbeard.
No. Zaphod Beeblebrox, the two-headed, three-armed, semi-galactic president.
Zaphod Beeblebrox. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a while. What a scoundrel. Stole that heart of gold spaceship, didn't he? Powered by the infinite improbability drive, if I recall correctly.
Hi, the infinite improbability drive. The book says it lets you travel anywhere in the universe instantly. Imagine that.
It's all about manipulating the laws of physics, man. Bending probability to your will.
Yeah.
Of course, it makes you feel a bit woozy, like you've had one too many gargle blasters.
Speaking of which, I need another swig.
Go easy there, matey. We got a whole nother hour of this deep dive left to do.
I write ER. Okay, where were we? Ah, yes, the Heart of Gold. That ship was a marvel powered by a babblefish.
A babblefish! Now that'd be a clever bit of bioengineering. Sticks in your ear and translates any language in the universe.
But the book says it also proves God doesn't exist. Can you believe that?
Aye, the babblefish argument, be a real head-scratcher. Something about the improbability of such a creature existing, and implications for divine creation. I can't quite wrap my head around it right now.
Me neither. But here'd be another thing that blew me mind. They visited this ancient planet called Magrathea. They built custom-made planets for the super rich, you see?
Yeah.
Imagine having that kind of dough.
Magrathea, yes. A legendary world lost to the mists of time. They crafted worlds of unparalleled beauty and splendor from the raw materials of the cosmos itself.
And guess what? Earth was one of them. Can you believe that?
It be true. The Earth was a custom-made planet commissioned by some long-forgotten beings. Sadly, the galactic economy went belly up and Magrathea went bankrupt. Until recently, that is.
Wait, what? What do you mean, until recently? Magrathea be back in business?
Aye, the rumors be true. Seems the galactic economy be on the upswing again. And where there be money to be made, there be someone willing to build a planet for it. Even one as bizarre as Earth.
But why in the blazes would anyone want to build this here Earth? This is a right mess, if you ask me. Full of landlubbers and bilge rats.
But 'tis a tale more tangled than a kraken's beard. Seems this Earth be more than meets the eye. 'Twas a giant computer built by them pesky mice.
Mice, you say? Shiver me timbers, are you having a laugh? Mice building a planet? Sounds like a load of parrot droppings.
Aye, mice. But not just any old barnacle-bottom rodents, mind ya. These be hyper-intelligent beasties they be. Been experimenting on them landlubbers for centuries, I tells you.
Experimenting on humans? Why, for I ask you, what be the point of that, eh?
They be searching for the answer to the ultimate question, see? The ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
So this here Earth was just a big old thinking machine, all for some fancy pants question. Sounds like a wasted good planet if you ask me.
Aye, right, waste. They built another thinking machine, too, called Deep Thought. Took it 7.5 million years to come up with the answer it did.
7.5 million years. That'd be a long time to be waiting for an answer. What was it then? What's the answer to this ultimate question?
42? The answer be 42.
42. What in Davy Jones' locker does 42 even mean? That don't make no sense.
That'd be the problem, matey. We got the answer, but no one knows the bloomin' question. It's enough to make you drink it is.
Speaking of drinking past that bottle this way, Me throat be drier than a desert isle.
42? What a load of barnacles, hick.
Avast, matey. Snap out of it. We gotta keep going with this deep dive. There'd be more to this universe than just numbers and mice.
Aye, right ye are. Where were we?
Let's see. We talked about them Vogons blowing up Earth, Arthur getting rescued by his alien pal, and that crazy spaceship running on improbability. What was it called again?
Arctic Gold, ye scallywag. And don't forget the babblefish.
Right, the babblefish. That little critter be a right marvel translating all the jabbering in the universe. But the book says it proves there ain't no God.
Babblefish? God, don't make no sense. Head be spinning like a whirlpool.
Tell me about it. This intergalactic gargle blaster be hitting me harder than a cannonball. But enough about that. What else is there to see in this crazy universe? Anything a bit louder than a restaurant?
Aye, there be this rock band, the loudest in the whole galaxy. Disaster area, they call them. Their music be so powerful it can destroy planets.
Destroy planets? That'd be a bit much, ain't it? Even for a good tune.
You gotta rock till you drop the universe on its knees, hick.
Belay that racket. We had be pounding like a drum. Sounds like a good way to get yourself deaf listening to that lot.
Disaster area, planet smashing tunes. Hick.
Ahoy there, matey. Wake up. We ain't done with this deep dive yet.
What? Where are we?
We be talking about this here Hitchhiker's Guide, remember? All about Arthur and his crazy adventures through space.
Arthur Adventures. Space. Sounds familiar.
Aye, familiar. But what happened to him, eh? Where'd they end up after all that mess with the mice and the numbers and the rock and roll?
Be a good question. May memory be a bit foggy.
Foggy, eh? Sounds like that intergalactic gargle blaster be hitting you harder than a kraken's tentacle.
Maybe just one more swig, then we'll figure it out.
To Arthur, to the universe, and to all the crazy adventures out there. Cheers, matey.
Cheers.
Ahoy there, me hearties. Welcome back to the deep dive. That intergalactic gargle blaster be hitting me harder than a broadside from a Spanish galleon. Me head be spinning like a whirling dervish.
A vast me head feels like it be used for target practice by a drunken pirate.
Where were we? Oh, aye, Arthur and that Ford fella sailing through space, trying to find their place in the cosmic soup, eh?
Aye, last we saw them, they was stranded on that glacier with them hairy, uncivilized folk.
Uncivilized, be right. Didn't even have a decent bottle of rum, those landlubbers. But wait a minute, those weren't regular folk, were they? Weren't they part of that whole mouse experiment?
Aye, those weren't just any old caveman, me hearty. They were part of the grand scheme, the cosmic equation. All cooked up by them brainy mice. Test subjects, if you will. Trying to crack that ultimate question.
So Arthur was stuck with a bunch of lab rats disguised as humans. Sounds like a right swindle.
Worse than that, me matey. Those poor souls were programmed to die off, make way for that blasted hyperspace bypass. 2 million years down the line, they'd be space dust. All for the sake of Vogon convenience.
Talk about a raw deal. Doomed from the start they were. What a cruel joke.
The universe be a fickle mistress she is, full of twists and turns, and more than a few splinters on the mainmast, if you know what I mean. But Arthur and Ford, they didn't just sit around waiting for the end, no sir. They went on more adventures, up to board a stolen spaceship.
Stolen spaceship, you say? Didn't they already have one of them fancy improbability-driven contraptions?
Aye, but that one belonged to the loudest, craziest band in the galaxy. Disaster Area, they call themselves.
Disaster Area? Weren't they the scallywags whose music could level a whole planet? What in Davy Jones's locker were they doing with a spaceship?
Legend has it they like to crash their ships into suns as part of their show. A bit extreme, if you ask me. But then again, these are the rock stars of the cosmos.
That'd be one way to light up the stage, I suppose. But did our heroes survive? Or did they end up as cosmic toast?
They cheated fate once again, they did. Escaped before that fiery finale and found themselves hitching a ride with a Vogon vessel.
Vogon vessel. Those poetry-loving, planet-destroying bureaucrats. That sounds about as pleasant as a shark in a bathtub.
Not exactly a luxury cruise, that be, for sure. But Arthur and Ford, they always managed to wriggle out of trouble like a couple of slippery eels. Ended up on this peculiar planet, Golgafrincham, it was called?
Golgafrincham. Now, that'd be a mouthful. What sort of place be that?
A strange one, maybe. Full of these curious creatures called Golgafrinchams. Divided themselves into 3 groups, they did. The thinkers, the doers, and the... Well, let's just say the 3rd group weren't known for their brilliance.
Sounds like a crew I'd fit right in with. What did these less than brilliant folks do all day?
Things like telephone sanitizing and hairdressing. Important tasks, I'm sure. They're not exactly crucial to the survival of the species.
Sounds like they had the right idea, if you ask me. Relaxing, taking it easy. No wonder those Vogons wanted to blow up Earth. Too much work going on there.
Maybe those Golga Frenchians were onto something. But even on that laid-back planet adventure found Arthur and Ford. That quest for the ultimate question, it never truly ends, you see.
So what'd be the point of it all then? This whole journey through space with the crazy aliens and the planet-sized computers and the ever-elusive meaning of life.
I reckon it'd be all about the ride, matey. The universe, it'd be a vast and mysterious ocean full of wonders and terrors, and more than a few drops of rum in the grog. We might never find all the answers, but that'd be no reason to stop searching, eh?
Aye, that be the spirit. Keep searching, keep sailing, and keep a good supply of gargle blasters on hand.
And never forget your towel, matey. That'd be the most important lesson of all.
Right, you are. So there you have it, me hearties. The end of our deep dive into the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. A wild ride. It was full of laughs and maybe a few head-scratchers along the way.
And remember, even if the universe throws you a curveball, don't panic. Just grab your towel, order another gargle blaster, and face the cosmos with a grin.
Cheers to that. Until next time, me hearties. Fair winds and following seas.